Alright, here we are back with the disc mower. Just got it hooked up. Gonna get some fuel in the tractor here in just a minute, and we're gonna go mow a little hay. So I thought I'd go over this a little bit. Again, it's a CM247. You can see that there. It is what's called the older model. This thing probably goes back to around in the 1990s somewhere. And anyway, history behind this one. My wife's grandfather, this was his mower, and he used it on his cattle farm for his hay. And after he passed away, they sold off some of the equipment, and we were able to get this. It had some problems. As you can see, it's a 3-bladed mower. Works real well in the hay grass, the stalky grasses. But anyway, it had some issues. The blades weren't all that good when we got it, and as you can see, there's some welds around these bolts. They had been, you can see there how they start to wear. That had wore down, and the bolts had wore really bad. So we had those built up. I got replaced most of the bolts on it already. I put new blades on it this year, except for the end one, and it's still got a little life left in it. We had to weld some new pieces on this end drum disc here to kick the hay out. And the tarp, the canopy, or the frame that holds the tarp on, was bent. It had caught something here on the end and bent it back. So that's been straightened. It's been welded on. Now it's so dirty you can't see it, but anyway, it's been welded on. I've replaced all but 2 of the shields that go on the bottom, and walk in here. I've got a spare laying here somewhere, without having to pause this video. I got a new one. Here it is. There's what a new skid plate on the bottom. Looks like I've got one extra here I need to put on, but these are about, I don't know, they were $60. I got this one last year. But it just bolts on, unlike the cones and stuff they have to weld on. So it costs a little more, but it's a lot quicker and easier to do. Just pop the old one off and put a new one on. Here's some old ones and some of my junk here. You can see how they wear. They just plumb flat out wear out as compared to new ones. You see how wide that's supposed to be. But anyway, walk back out here. Put those on. Had a new tarp put on. Tarp wasn't in good shape when we got it. And the other thing we found when we got it was up in this PTO shaft, up in here, there was a weld on this. Well, there's a piece that bolts to this aluminum. I think it's aluminum pulley there. Yeah, you can see it back here. There's a metal piece that bolts to this, and that piece had been welded on the shaft down in there. And thought, well, no big deal. It looked like a pretty decent weld. So we went about year and a half with it that way, and got into some ruts, some 4-wheelers. It got into field, and I'll get on my soapbox about that later. But anyway, they messed up the field pretty bad. We dropped the bar there down in a rut, and it just sheared that thing plumb off. So we wound up having to buy, we were able to keep the pulley, but had to buy this part here, the shaft, And to replace that, these bearings had to be knocked out and new bearings put in because they get damaged when you knock them out. But anyway, there was about $350 in parts there when that happened. But the cost of these four-wheelers getting in my fields just keeps going up and up. But anyway, I'll do a video on that later and get on my soapbox about that. But anyway, when we got it, I didn't think it was built quite as well as the Coon, heavy duty wise. But you know, it's held up pretty good. Other than that, and when we got the parts for that pulley, when it broke in that shaft, they beefed that up. So there was a design flaw there anyway. It was too thin, so it worked out. So anyway, other than that, it has held up quite well. Some of these things, the bars crack and leak oil. So far, this one hasn't done it. I don't know if this one fits in the model years that did that or not, but it keeps going. It cuts well. It don't load the tractor down very much like the Coon did. But anyway, it's a little bit different design, but it works well. And you know, we got some money into it, but it's a lot better than having to buy a new one at the prices they cost. So anyway, there it is. See you later.